What's up, guys? Greg Ehrenberg here from Odd Shop. We are approaching week one of the NFL season. Well, I mean, we're already here in week one. I'm recording this on a Friday, so we already had Thursday Night Football. We're approaching the first main slate on Sunday of the football season, which means there are a bunch of bets that are populating in Odd Shopper that we can make some money off of. And if you guys want access to all of those bets, sign up using the link below because it's going to get you 70% off your first month of Odd Shopper. And also, while here, I'm going to look at some of the top projected prop bets of the weekend. So if you can do me a favor, you come and like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll look at some of the top bets, and I'll look at a few different markets here. So right now, I just have it sorted by overall top projected bets, which includes here Kirk Cousins. Starting off, this is as of right now our top overall projected bet of the slate. So Kirk Cousins over 35.5 passing attempts. We have this winning 56% of the time. So good for a 5% expected EV. And if you look at the start of last year, Kirk Cousins was throwing the ball a ton, and it stands to reason that we could see the Vikings do something similar again this year. So week one, which was a blowout win for the Vikings. So he only had 32 pass attempts in that game. So it fell short of this mark by a little bit. But listen to the subsequent games. 46 pass attempts against the Eagles, 41 pass attempts against the Lions, 38 pass attempts against the Saints, and then 41 pass attempts against the Bears. So in about 2/3 of the Vikings games last year, we saw Kirk Cousins have over 35.5 passing attempts. With that in mind, I really do like the over here for Kirk Cousins. By the way, it doesn't even include that in the playoffs against the Giants, he had 39 pass attempts. So let's start off the slate here. Kirk Cousins over 35.5 passing attempts. I do think that's something that makes a good amount of sense. Let's sort by different bet types. So we just there had total pass attempts. Let's see what is standing out for. By the way, these are all different markets we have here in Odd Shopper. So if you guys sign up, you could find any of the props that it is that you're looking to bet. Let's sort by rushing yards now and see what the top rushing yards prop is. And that is Desmond Ridder for over 13.5 rushing yards. And Desmond Ridder is somebody who I haven't seen play a ton so far in the NFL. Last year, he played in 4 games for the Falcons, third-round pick for the team. This is his sophomore season in the NFL. One thing we did see with him, though, last year, he's got some wheels on him, and he's willing to run as well, because in the 4 games that we saw Ridder play last year, he did have 16 rushing attempts and amassed 64 rushing yards on those attempts. So 4 games where he averaged, So a little bit over 50. Yeah, so 16 rushing yards per game he averaged last year. He's got a decent matchup to start the year against the Carolina Panthers. I don't think the Falcons nor the Panthers are going to be all that good this year, but I do like Desmond Ridder for over 13.5 rushing yards. Low number for a rushing quarterback. All right, so we just looked at rushing yards. Let's see. What do we want to hit on next? Let's see what receptions props are standing out, and then we'll look at receiving yards, if any. Nick Chubb for under 2.5 receptions. This is a bet that's populating and projecting fairly well for us. And yeah, I think when it comes to Nick Chubb, he's not somebody that we could expect to be massively involved in the passing game. He's typically more of a run-first running back. Now, I do know that there is no more Kareem Hunt with the Cleveland Browns. Kareem Hunt was primarily used as the pass catcher for Cleveland last year, but I don't presume that all of a sudden means that Nick Chubb is going to be super involved in the passing game. And if we do look overall at Nick Chubb's numbers for last year in terms of what he did from a receiving perspective, if the numbers would load on my stupid screen over here. By the way, as I'm talking right here, the odds moved, and now it's become a less of a valuable bet anyway. That'll happen sometimes in real time. But if you guys do have a subscription, you get these bets right away. You don't have to wait for me to release any kind of video. But anyway, I do like Nick Chubb less as a bet now that the odds just moved to minus 140 while we were talking about it. They heard us, and they knew to move it. Let's look at total receiving yards. Top receiving yards prop of the weekend, it is Elijah Moore of the Cleveland Browns for over 32.5 receiving yards. Brown just didn't really find his way with the New York Jets. Coming into last year, there was a good amount of hype around Elijah Moore, but he just never really got to play. So it's hard to know what to really make of him. He's still a young prospect that is fairly well regarded within football circles. He's got a clean start now with Cleveland. He's going to be their second wide receiver behind Amari Cooper. And if we get a better version of Deshaun Watson this year than we had last year, I think we could see a really, really well-rounded Cleveland offense between the running ability of Nick Chubb and then the weapons that we have at the disposal of Deshaun Watson between Elijah Moore and Amari Cooper. Could be a really strong offense. I do like Elijah Moore for over 32.5 receiving yards. Now let's see if there's any total passing yards props that stand out for the weekend. Not so much. I don't mind taking Matthew Stafford for under 219 and a half passing yards. There is no Cooper Kupp for the Rams this week. And the one thing you have to be concerned with, though, is there just going to be so much garbage time that he's able to get there at that point in the game? It projects reasonably well for us. I understand why, but I do have some concerns, at least, when it comes to Matthew Stafford. So that's a little bit of an overview of some of the different bets that we have here in Odd Shopper to open up the NFL season. If you want more bets for sides, totals, plenty of player props in here for any market you're looking for, sign up at Odd Shopper. Use that link below. Get up to 70% off when you sign up for the first time, but only if you use that link below. So you're not going to get the 70% off. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Good luck and enjoy week 1.